Hey friends, I'm back to do another reading vlog. So I was doing my stats. This week I'm filming for BookMas. So if you see me wearing this sweatshirt a lot in like 1,000 videos, that's why. I bulk film for BookMas on the weekends because I have the weekends off. So I realized I didn't read a lot of YA fantasy this year, which is sort of surprising for me because all the books I want to read are YA fantasy, but I just wasn't gravitating towards picking them up, which is weird. So I'm doing the Reindeer Readathon, and I have 3 books on my Reindeer Readathon TBR that I really want to finish this week and focus on. So the first book I'm going to start with is Violet Made of Thorns. I have to read a book that I'm in the middle of. I'm honestly going to restart this book and pick it up again. I really am excited for this. This cover is so pretty. This is the Owl Crate edition, and I really am excited to read it. So this is going to be the first book I'm going to start. And then I have to read a book that has like spring colors or summer colors. So I'm going to read A Magic Steeped in Poison. And then I need to read a book that has like an astronomical word in the title, and I'm going to read The Other Side of the Sky, which is a reread for me. So these are going to be my fantasy books I'm going to focus on this week. I also am going to watch some YouTube videos and catch up on some of that, but my focus is to start the Violet Made of Thorns again. I read about 5 chapters and I feel like I need to probably restart it to focus on it. So yeah, once I read about 50 pages of this, I will give you guys a solid update and we will chat about it. So yeah, that is my plans for this weekend. It's very, very cold, or it's getting chilly. So yeah, I'm gonna go read this, and when I have an update I will tell you. But yeah, these are the books I'm gonna focus on this weekend. I don't know how long it's gonna take me. I don't know if it's gonna take it into the week. We will see. But I'm gonna get to reading, and then I'll be back with my thoughts. Bye friends. Friends, I'm back. It's much later. I had the puppy all day, so I didn't get a ton of reading done. I started listening to another Christmassy romance, which I won't really talk about in this vlog because it's about YA fantasy, but I just did want to mention I have been listening to something, just hasn't been the book I'm supposed to be reading. But I did want to say that I did wind up reading about 50 pages in Violet Made of Thorns, and I am almost to the point where I stopped reading. I do not know why I put this book down because I'm really enjoying it. So you follow a main character named Violet, and she is a seer a seer in this town. And when she was very, very young, she wound up saving the crown prince from being murdered. He was going to get run over by a carriage, and she saw that, and she sort of saved him. And then you flash forward a couple of years later, and they're on the brink of war, and there's a curse that's sort of lingering. And everyone knows that the crown prince is cursed, and the only way he won't be cursed is if he marries, because his marriage is supposed to break the curse. And he and Violet have a very contentious relationship because the king sees her as a favorite, and Cyrus is very, very jealous of that. And then you have Dante, who is a side character who's a guard. I'm really liking. There's also like fairies in the story. Like they sort of remind me of brownies, I guess, like small characters. They're very, very fun, and they're definitely like more like a creature and not like a person, which I think is interesting. But yeah, I've only read about 50 pages, and I think I got up to chapter 5 when I put it down. And because she's a seer, they sort of like they make some of like the situations up. Like they say like this is what's gonna happen, so they kind of like manipulate it a little bit. And the king really wants his son to get married, so before he passes away, because he's very, very sick, the land will be in better spot, and the country and the kingdom will be safe in his arms. Yeah, and Castor's like a very like romantic hero, and that's like so unique and so different. I like it. I don't know why I put it down, but I'm gonna go read another 50 pages. I'm gonna try to catch up on my YouTube queue, as I always say. And yeah, that is the plan for the night. The puppy's in trouble. She's in her cage. She gets in trouble a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna go read another 50 pages. So when I read about to page 100, I'll give you guys another update. Bye, friends. Hey friends, I'm back. I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up reading about 100 pages last night of Violet Made of Thorns. I'm really enjoying it. Like, I'm really liking it. It's very much like I've been reading this trope recently, and I don't know if you've seen it a lot. It's like friends to hate to like friends. They were friends, then they severely dislike each other, and now they're getting to know each other again, and then sometimes it leads to romance and sometimes it doesn't. That is what this book is in a nutshell, and I love that. Because if you know nothing about me, I don't read a ton of romance books, pure romance, but the tropes I love the best is second chance romance and friends to more. So anything that gives me those vibes, I love, and this is perfect. I really am liking these characters and this world. I just think it's quite fun. It's unique. There's a lot of political stuff happening, and there's a lot of manipulation happening. And since you're only in Violet's head, you only see the story from her point of view, but you also see it affecting Cyrus, who is the crown prince. There is also a couple, like some god and fairy elements that I am enjoying. But yeah, I'm really liking it. I'm happy that I picked it back up again. It's for the Reindeer Readathon. It's one of the Dashers read a book you're in the middle of. So now I have passed the point that I have already read, so I'm excited to keep reading. So yeah, I have to go to yoga tonight because I haven't been going to yoga because it's been a lot of busy with shopping and book vlogging and stuff like that and BookMas. Normally on Fridays and Saturdays I feel like five videos in a row, and it's just a lot to do. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go read for a little bit. I'm watching Peru's Project. And then I am going to get ready to go to yoga. And I have to go do a little bit of Christmas prep because like next week is the week I have to hand out all my gifts. So I'm probably going to like pick a day during the week and just wrap a lot of them. But this is my day off, so I'm not doing that today. But yeah, so that is my plan. I want to read a little bit more of this. I definitely want to get up to page of at least 200 today. If I can go past that, that would be great. I have to take the puppy for a walk. I took her for a walk, 2 walks yesterday, so she gets her exercise and she's not as ornery when she doesn't go for that. So we're going to do that. We're going to read. We're going to get it done. And I will talk to you guys when I have at least 50 more pages read. It might be before I go to yoga. It might be after. We'll see. But I have missed yoga. So yeah, I'm doing very, very good so far. And I'm happy that I picked up fantasy. I've really been in a fantasy mood. I'm a little bit burned out on Christmas romances. So I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break and pick something maybe wintry to read during, like, I normally pick a book to read during Christmas Day, and I have like a reading vlog where I do that. But I'm gonna get back into playing my Switch. So yeah, I'm very excited for all the things planned, but let's read this and we'll be on track. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye friends. Hey friends, I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up getting up to page 150 in Violet Made of Thorns. I'm really enjoying this book. It has a lot of elements that I'm enjoying. Sorry, my puppy is present and accounted for. I love the trope that's at the heart of this because I don't know how else to describe it, but it's friends and then they like had a really, really big falling out, so then they're not friends anymore and now they're enemies and then they become friends or maybe something more. But I love the political elements of this story. It's been a bit since I read a fairy story that really captured me. I'll be honest, it's probably been since Holly Black wrote the original Cruel Prince series that I've been captivated. Hi, Cassie. You want to say hi to the camera? Say hi to the camera. Yeah, I know. Whatever. She likes to play tug of war. But I'm enjoying it. I really like the main characters. Again, I wish we got some of Cyrus's point of view. But I like Violet. It's very political. And one of my favorite tropes is when one of the main characters is a twin and you get both twins. It's just like a fun thing for me. But yeah, I'm really liking it. It's very, very eerie, very, very creepy, very atmospheric. There is like a haunted forest potential element. There's also prophecies. She's a seer. I'm enjoying it. So I'm on page 150. My goal will to be read about 50 more pages and then give you guys another check-in. But my puppy wants to go play tug of war. But yeah, I'm really liking it. I really don't know why I put it down like a couple of months back. I think because I was struggling with focus. And again, there is a lot happening in this story, but it does give me Cruel Prince vibes. It does. But the fairies are not human. They're creatures, which I think is interesting. And it's been a bit since I read fairies like that. So I like that. I like the characters. And also that you do get a lot of background stuff about her being considered other in this court, and I like that. Her and Cyrus's relationship is really unique, and also there's a guard main character that I'm liking. But yeah, I'm doing, and it is, you know, there is moments that I'm intrigued about the potentiality of a romance between her and Cyrus. And yeah, I'm gonna go read for a little bit, play with the puppy, and I'll update you guys when I read about 50 more pages. Bye, friends. Friends, I'm back. I'm hoping my puppy doesn't distract me because she's supposed to be sleeping, but she normally hears me talk and then peeks her nose up, and she's right over there. But I did want to say that I've been getting page 200 in Violet Made of Thorns. I'm really enjoying this book. I think my trope that I like, I don't think I've invented it, but like the friends to hate to friends to more is really working for me, and I just love the political stuff in this book. I love a good political fantasy, and this is what this is. It also has phase, but phase in a way that I haven't read for an extremely long time. But there also is like prophecy and like seers, and it gives me Percy Jackson vibes as well. So there's a lot of elements to this story, but it's a very, very quick read. It's also like a very small cast of characters, but done very, very well. Like, I feel like I didn't know what to expect going into this book. I will be very honest. I just knew it had to do with phase, it had to do with a seer, it had to do with a prince, there was a prophecy. What we're realizing is like the seer, Violet, you know, is being given a lot of information, and she's communicating with someone that is reminding her, we got this like in the first 50 pages, is like, the prince should be dead. She saved the prince when she was a young child. So, and the whole book is like, the prince has to get married to save his kingdom because there's a curse afoot. The only way to save the curse is for him to get married. And now there's another prevalent point that's sort of pushing Violet to do some things. And Violet is very much connected to the Cyrus's dad because she's his seer. But Cyrus is eventually going to take over, and they have a very combative, fiery relationship, which I'm really liking. So, I got up to page 200. I'm going to try to get up to page 250. I normally take the puppet for a walk before I have dinner, but our schedule got off a little bit today. Like, I took her for a walk earlier, so I don't know if we're necessarily going to go for a walk. And I'm listening to A Christmas Romance, which is not really prevalent for this vlog anyway. But I am liking it. I'm liking the main character quite a bit, and it gives me fairy tale vibes, but like almost like I'm reading from like not the heroine's point of view. I'll say that. Like, I feel like I'm not reading from the heroine's point of view, and I feel like she's super morally gray, and I really do like that. So it's very, very interesting, very, very compelling. I'm gonna go read another 50 pages and then give you guys a time check. I'm also trying to catch up on YouTube, as always. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys when I'm done with those 50 pages. It might be super late if I have to take the puppy for a walk. She seems like she's sleeping, but she gets distracted quickly. She loves a walk, so she'll wake up, we'll go for a walk. I just hope it's before I have lunch and not after, because it's gonna get dark. We're in New York, and it gets dark at like 4 o'clock now, so she's gonna have to plan her walk accordingly. But yeah, I'm gonna go read, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. Hey friends, I'm back. So I am pleased to report that I did wind up finishing Violet Made of Thorns by Gina Chen. I almost said Olivia Chen. Her name is Violet, and I got my words mixed up. But I am pleased to report I really like this book. It's probably going to be like a 5-star read for me because I really enjoyed it. It was a quick read. It was one that I sort of flew through, and I'm liking that. I really am enjoying it. It was definitely a quicker read than I was expecting, but one that like really captivated me. I like the elements of like the Fae and the prophecy world. I also love the political upheaval. I thought the ending was really shocking, and I thought that it took its time. Like, I thought that the ending wasn't rushed, even though this was just over 300, I think it was like just over 350 pages. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. So I'm going to come back to you guys when I'm ready to start some more fantasy, but I'm going to take a graphic novel break and read something for a different vlog because I'm filming 2 vlogs right now. But yeah, so I'm really pleased. I'm happy that I'm diving back into fantasy. And the graphic novel I'm going to read is not that long, so I should be able to finish it tonight. I'll talk about that in my other reading vlog because it's like I'm reading a couple of sequels, and that'll be for next week, but I'm prepping it a little bit early. So yeah, very, very good. A 5-star read for me. It was also a prompt for the Ranger Readathon, which I'm super excited about. So yeah, I'm going to go start that other reading vlog, and I'll update you guys when I can. Bye, friends. Hey book lovers, I am back. I just want to keep going with this reading vlog now that I'm back to reading a fantasy book. So I picked up Magic Steeped in Poison, which the cover is right here so I can show you guys what that looks like. This is pretty. This is for the Reindeer Readathon. I had to read a book that had like spring, summer colors on it. So I picked this one up. I'm liking it so far. I only read about 50 pages between yesterday and today. I really was cleaning a lot and organizing. I have to wrap today. But this book follows a main character. Her mom recently died and her sister's very, very sick from a poison. And she is sort of going to participate in this competition with hopes that if she wins this competition, she could ask the princess for a favor. And that's literally all that I've read so far. So I'm going to focus today, the next couple hours, on wrapping all of my Christmas presents, putting in an audiobook, and just going to town and just getting stuff done. That is my plan. So yeah, once I'm done with my, once I make some, once I finish a book, because I don't have a lot left in my audiobook, maybe once I finish the book that I'm listening to, we will chat about it. But I'm just going to listen to Christmas romances for the rest of the month and just sort of get that stuff done. And then once I'm done organizing and wrapping my presents, I'm going to go back to reading on Magic Steeped in Poison. It is Saturday. My dad has to go to work. I have the puppy, but she's in her cage right now. So I'm hopefully to get some reading done today as well. Definitely tomorrow. And this week we're inching closer to break, so we're getting there. But yeah, so I'm going to go wrap some Christmas presents, listening to my audiobook, and I will update you guys when I have an update, which will probably be when I'm finished an audiobook. So we'll talk then. I'll probably just toss it in this reading vlog, even though it really has nothing to do with me physically reading, but we will chat when I finish an audiobook. Bye, friends. Hey, friends, I'm back. It's actually much later. I, had a bunch of stuff I had to do. I did Christmas crafts. I wrapped all my Christmas presents that I have in my possession, which is good. I finished my audiobook. I finished the Donna Ashcroft I was reading. It was fun. It was enjoyable. A bit more steamy than I was expecting, but super fun. I really like the main character in that one, and now I started another Christmas romance. But because this is like a fantasy reading blog, I'm not going to talk too much about that for the moment. Sorry, but I did want to say that I did wind up getting up to page 100 in A Magic Steeped in Poison, and I'm enjoying it. I'm always a sucker for like a competition book. Always. I'm liking this book a lot. It's a very like small cast of characters, but there is like a lot going on. So you follow this main character, and she sort of has tea magic, and she's kind of sent to this competition to sort of get a prize, and no one really wants her to go. Her mom recently passed away from a poison that like she accidentally gave her, and her sister is very, very sick because of it. So she thinks the only way that she can save her sister is if she can win this competition and ask for a favor from the Empress. And then there is a lot of like political stuff happening like behind the scenes, which I'm really liking. I read a good 100 pages and I'm really quite fond of the characters. I love books about like different cultures because I just think I get a lot more information, and it gives me like mythology vibes. Even though it's not really mythology, it's giving me those vibes. There also is like, there's also like a lot of like teaching magic, and I like that. I'm still not quite sure how the magic system works. Like, it hasn't been that clear. So that's the only part that I would give like a little bit of a clarity. I would need her to like really clear it up because it's just a little bit unclear. But I'm enjoying it and I'm liking it. It's probably about like a 3.5 star right now for me, but I'm quite fond of it. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a reading break. I'm gonna get some lunch. I mean dinner time, and then I'll probably come back to reading. The puppy's in her cage. Because she's been being bad. Not really bad, but she just gets into stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some dinner, and then I'm probably gonna feed the puppy, and then we'll see what time it is and all that other stuff. But my goal is to definitely finish this weekend. We will see, but yeah, that's the plan. So I will talk to you guys when I'm ready to start reading again. Actually, I'll talk to you guys when I read another 50 pages, and then we'll chat. And I wanted to do one more book for this reading vlog. I don't know if that's gonna happen. It might. Yeah, you know what? It actually might happen because I need to finish the Reindeer Readathon, and I don't really have another book eligible. So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go read. I'm gonna go eat, read, and when I'm back, we'll have another update. But so far, I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's a very, very quick, it's a very, very lyrical writing style, which I do like, and I really do like the main character. So I'll be back in a bit. Bye, friends. Hey, friends. Sorry for the weird angle. I'm in the middle of trying to like reorganize all of my bookshelves, and right now they just look a bit messy. So we're gonna fix that this week when I have, well, actually next week when I have off. But I did want to say that I did wind up getting up to page 150 in Magic Steeped in Poison. I am really enjoying this book. It does have a lot of political intrigue. The magic system is definitely becoming a little bit clearer. It is definitely a closed, like it's a very, very small cast of characters. I feel like you only know really like 3 to 4 characters in the whole story. And sometimes I like books with super small cast of characters and other times I don't. I am liking this. I think the magic system is very, very interesting. I feel like this is a very, very political heavy story. And there's some mystery elements sort of present and accounted for, but it's not as mystery heavy. I'm enjoying it. My goal is to read another 50 pages when I'm out running some errands because I have to like do a little bit of minor Christmas shopping. I gotta go to yoga. I gotta do a couple of little things. So my goal is to make some progress on this today and finish it today if possible. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but that is the plan. I'm also listening to a Christmas romance, so I'm not really gonna talk about that in this vlog. You guys will see that in my wrap up at the end of the month. I don't even know if I'm gonna listen to that or I'm gonna do some podcasts when I'm running my errands. We'll see. But I am liking it. I'm loving the main character. You know, the one thing is that like I feel like the start of the book was a little bit rushed. Like her sister's sick, her mom passed away, she sort of ran, so I don't really feel any connected to her to get back to her family. There is the potentiality of a romance resuming, and there's a lot of myth and intrigue sort of surrounding that. There is also some other plot twist politically that I'm expecting, so I'm really liking it. So when I get up to page 200, I'm going to give you guys a solid update and tell you guys time-wise. Right now, it is Sunday at almost 9, so I'm about to head out. I didn't wind up updating last night. I was just watching. I fall down rabbit holes of like YouTube videos that I've watched like 1,000 times. Right now I'm on a Seth Meyers kick. I'm watching a lot of his older Closer Looks. If you've never seen his Closer Looks, I do recommend. They're very funny, but I feel like I get a lot of information about culture. I mean like political stuff, and they're super well done. They're very, very funny. So that's what I've been watching. But my YouTube co is not going to get any smaller unless I watch it. So I'm gonna go get ready to go to town and read a little bit of this in the car. I'm gonna go do some Christmas shopping, get some lunch, go to yoga, and yeah, I'll be back. And hopefully I will have read a little bit more, but right now I'm leaving you. I'm at 150, so we'll see. Sometimes when I go to yoga, I get a lot of reading progress done, and sometimes when I go to yoga, I don't. So we will see. I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. Hey friends, I'm back. Sorry if you could hear my heater, but it's literally right here, but it just keeps my room so warm. So we're gonna deal with the heater if you can hear it. But I did want to say that I did wind up getting up to page 200 in A Magic Steeped in Poison. I'm really liking it. I'm also 50% into The Demon King by Cinda Williams-Chima. I have been listening to that during work. So that is a book that is probably going to be wrapped up in this reading vlog eventually, but I've just been listening to it, so I don't have a lot of thoughts currently. I am enjoying it though. I'm happy that I'm decided to listen to it, and it might get read today if I finish this. But I'm liking this. It definitely has a lot going on in this story and a lot happening. I do like all of the characters in this story, and I do like the competition element. It is a very political heavy story, so if you don't like that, I think you might struggle with this read. But I think the magic system is like very unique and very different and gives me like mythology vibes. That's just how it is, but I'm really liking it, and I hope that I can keep reading today. So I did get to page 200. My goal is to get up to page 250 and then see where we are time-wise. It is just it's almost 1, so, and it's just a very, very chilly day. My dad's home, so he might take the puppy for a walk. She's sleeping, but yeah, I'm liking it. I don't know where the story is gonna go. There is a second book. I do have it, so I don't know. I'm enjoying it. The characters are very, very captivating. There is the potentiality of a romance. It has a lot of elements I am enjoying, and yeah, so I'm gonna go read another 50 more pages for you, and then I'll give you guys an update. There's also like a very, very big mystery sort of at the heart of this read, and I'm curious how that's going to wrap itself up. I'm very invested in the competition, and I'm very invested in the sister dynamic. I just wish it was fleshed out a little bit more, because like, you know, she's doing this for her sister, but like we don't know enough. Like, we know that they're sisters, and obviously you love your sister, but I think the the first half of this book could have fleshed out their relationship a little bit. I think that there could have been a few more memories and connections to why she's trying so frantically to save her sister, other than she just feels guilty. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna go read another 50 pages and then I'll give you guys an update. Bye, friends. Hey friends, I'm back. Sorry for the weird lighting. I didn't change anything, but the camera looks a little bit darker, so I apologize. But I did want to say that I did wind up getting up to page 250 in A Magic Steeped in Poison. It's definitely getting more more adventurous, more like mystery. Because the whole mystery was a poison killed her mother at the start of this book that she accidentally gave her mother. And now her sister's very, very sick from it. So she sort of enlisted to do this competition, which her mother was supposed to go to, but her mother has died, in hopes that she can convince the princess to give her the antidote or help save her sister that is currently really, really sick. And now it's becoming more prevalent that there's a lot more happening. There is like a lot of political intrigue, which I normally love in books, but I also love the mystery element. And because our main character is a little bit isolated, her mother like used to be in court, but like left court when she was younger, when she was pregnant with the main character. And I'm just really intrigued. I've got 100 pages left about, eventually the puppy's gonna wanna go for a walk. So I'm gonna bring my audiobook with me, like one of my podcasts that I'm a little bit behind on. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how this book turns out. The magic system is definitely getting more clearer. It's not as clear as like I need it to be for my world. But I always say book one in a fantasy series, especially YA, I tend to give a little bit more allowances because it's a lot to tell. And this book is not that long. It's only a little bit over 360 pages. So yeah, but I'm enjoying it. I think the main character is growing on me. The romance is definitely interesting and it's captivating. And there are some side characters in this book that are super fun as well. So yeah, I'm gonna read another 50 pages, eventually take the puppy for a walk, and then I'll report back when I get up to page 300 and we'll give you guys a time check, because right now it's 2:36. So if I can catch up and like read this in a half an hour, that would be great. If not, I'll probably see. But so far I'm enjoying it. I'm really intrigued how the mystery is played out because it's giving me a lot of red herrings in like one specific direction, and I don't want that to be what it is, because then I feel like it's like too obvious. So I'm intrigued to see who the person is, and I have a fear of me going a direction I'm not gonna love, but I'm still really intrigued and I'm gonna keep reading. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye, friends. Hey friends, I'm back. I have to try to work on my angle a little bit, but I just turned off my heater, so I have to work on my angle a little bit. But I did want to say that I did wind up getting up to page 300 in A Magic Steeped in Poison, and my book only has 70 pages left, so I think I could definitely finish it, and it's only 5:07, so I think I definitely have a shot. It definitely got more political as the book went on. There was some unexpected plot twist that I wasn't necessarily expecting. The romance has also gone in a unique direction. I'm very intrigued by the competition. The competition element is just a little bit unclear throughout the whole book, so that's like a little bit of a confusing plot point because I don't think that element is as clear. But the mystery element I'm really liking, and I'm just loving it's not even really myth, but it has a mythology element to it, and I'm liking that a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another like 50 pages. Maybe I'll finish the rest of it. I don't know, but I'm really liking it so far. I'm enjoying it. It's probably gonna be like a 4-star read for me, which is actually my average on Goodreads. I rate a lot of things 4 stars, but I'm enjoying it, and I do directly have the sequel. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up before the end of the year. I am really inclined to do that because I want to wrap up some series, especially because next year is a series goal, and I'm going to talk about that in my goals for 2023 coming soon, whenever I have time to film that, and whenever I sit down and kind of plan it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like the main character. I like it's even though it's like it doesn't have a big cast of characters, but I like that. Normally I don't. I feel like there's enough characters sort of jumping off of each other that I'm enjoying it. It's just not as big as a book as I would like. I'll say that. So I think it could have been a bit bigger, but a lot of the characters we're currently meeting are currently like departing for various elements, but I'm enjoying it. So I'm gonna go read another 50 pages, and when I wrap up this book, I will give you guys another check-in. Bye, friends. Hi, friends. Sorry if the past couple of clips were like a little bit off. I think my brightness was off. But I did want to give an update. I did wind up finishing A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy Eilen. I overall really like this book. I think it's going to be a new favorite of the month for me. It had some elements that I wish was like a little bit clearer, but again, I always say this, I give a lot of allowances to first books in a series or like a duology. I am so intrigued by book 2, like right off the bat, but I love this. It had so many elements that were like fun. It had a mythology tint to it. I wouldn't say it had like real mythology in it or mythology like you expect, but it did have mythology tints from the tea magic, and it also had a lot of like past connections. It became very politically leaning. There was not a ton of romance in it. It's very, very romance light, but I looked at book 2 and I'm so intrigued by it. I want to dive into it immediately. But I'm gonna come back to that for a sequel reading vlog that I'm gonna start over break when I have a little bit more time. So yeah, just know this was a really solid read. Definitely 4 stars. The only reason it's a little bit, it's not 5, is just because like I love the characters. I enjoyed everything. I just felt a little bit of the world building could have been a bit more clearer for the audience. But I was super fond of it. So yeah, I'm going to come back to you guys when I'm ready to start another fantasy to wrap up this reading vlog, but I'm going to take a little bit of a break just so I don't get burned out on fantasy, read a couple of short scenes to wrap up my other reading vlog that I'm filming at the same exact time. And yeah, just know this is a solid read. I had a 5-star for Violet Maids of Thorns and a 4-star for Magic Steeped in Poison. I'm having a pretty good fantasy month and I'm okay with that. So let's go on back to the next vlog that we're going to start or keep going with, and then I'll chat with you guys later. Bye friends. Hey friends, I'm back. So I think I'm going to wrap up this reading vlog. I did wind up reading 3 fantasy books in this vlog. Well, 2 official. I finished reading Violet Maid of Thorns and A Magic Steeped in Poison, and I gave both of those 4 stars for review. I really loved it. I also have read about 150 pages in The Other Side of the Sky by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner, but I think I'm going to take a little bit of a fantasy break and read some Christmas romances because it is Christmas Day today. Or well, it's about to be the day before Christmas Day. I really love those, and this reread I'm in the middle of, I'm also solidly enjoying, and I just picked up the audio because it is a reread for me, but I'm loving this book as well, so I think I might read it later, or I might read it like over break and just tackle it, but I do have the audio, so I might read that tomorrow. But this was a solid experience. I was able to finish both 2 very, very highly anticipated for me adult fantasy reads, young adult fantasy reads, and read about 150 pages of this one. So yeah, that is my reading update for this. Thank you guys for following me on this reading journey, and I'll talk to you guys for my next video soon. Bye friends.